this your?
Yes.
It's you? Oh, okay. There's extra food. Oh. What is it? Yimeng.
Dude, Scott, man, tell Scott to put a few more chickens on.
See what he's got. He said he's making some chicken, some rice, some veggies. Get you a home cooked meal. I just texted our other office there and make sure they're plugged in, ready to work.
Dude, I like Josh.
Oh,
Scaife?
Yeah.
Emsoff?
Matt Ashton's fucking replacement's fucking solid, dude.
Okay.
We're already like collaborating on the fucking fusion.
And
all these crazy things.
I've talked to Matt for a while.
It's fucking wonderful.
Both days. I think he's settled a bit.
He's
kind of toning it down.
That's good. We're in a good spot.
Yeah.
We're in a good spot. But that dude's like, he's. It is good to have. It's actually good to have a fucking marshal dude in that spot. It is beneficial because they can reach into the apparatus.
Mm-hmm. Different money.
Which is what we're about to do.
Different money, different skills.
Yep.
He's good with being a little more flexible usually.
We're about to have like a real arranged situation with
we just gotta keep.
They don't know it yet. They don't, because they're like, because I know what's happening. Right? I was like basically like trying to come up with this thing, and I'm like, dude, V2, don't forget your entire like squatting on Roger Turner's base, because Roger Turner gave him the building. Like, in possession's 9/10 of the law. Don't ever forget that, right?
I forgot.
And went our way. So like, it sets up to where you're like, like okay, like that's where you're gonna throw in. You may want to think about that. You know, you may want to fucking like think a little bit deeper about what that looks like, because if they do that, we're still gonna be fucked up. It won't. Nothing is gonna make sense. It's gonna be like. Not like we'd evict him, but I think we'd be like, what exactly, like, what are we getting out of this actually? You know, like, how does this make sense for us?
Yeah.
Like, we just have to like, hey guys, like, we're either gonna see things together, like, in one common, unified way, in the space, or like, not.
Is that the
Yeah.
It is so silly that the ground was off
Yeah.
It actually.
I think it was actually a Marriott thing. I think they had some issues.
The whole This was last year too. Or they did. The hotels don't want the
affiliation.
Well, because it would inevitably draw attention in media. Yeah, and they just don't want to.
They don't want the heat.
Yeah. But they were cool with the Bamboo Union holding their freaking annual conference.
The what?
The biggest triad in Taiwan 2 years ago in the Taipei Marriott.
Oh, really?
You ever look? If you just go on Google and search Taipei Marriott Bamboo Union. I was there when it happened. Yeah, all these. It was like out of a Hong Kong triad film. All these.
Dude, was it awesome?
It was pretty sick. Yeah, I was trying to.
Dude, what was the talent looking like?
You go search it up, and you can find a video of 50 supermodels, Taiwanese supermodels in the Chinese qipao. You know what I'm talking about? Tight, lined up, and they're welcoming the bosses. They're welcoming the bosses coming in, walking all the way up into the banquet hall. It was. I felt like I was watching like a freaking, Hong Kong
Gone wild.
Like casino, like. Yeah, it was pretty wild. And the cops were set up like armed police, weapons. They had like the national flag set up. And if you're just a regular guest, like looked like us, you just, you walk through a normal door. And then everyone, like they knew the drill, right? Everyone was dressed in full black, would walk right up to the checkpoint, get patted down, hand in their like ID, and then they get let through. They're all like dabbing each other up. It's pretty interesting.
We should have the Hells Angels come out here. Do a Taiwan rally.
I think those guys are done, aren't they?
Who knows, man?
Fully neutered.
Is it? Are they?
I think so. I think ATF and DEA infiltrated them so many times. I'm sure there's still some badasses floating around that are under organized.
Dude, well, here's the
You
deal.
don't think Toys for Tots was a good enough cover?
Right? we had a big problem at Pendleton in the early 2000s. Big problems. Because guys would be coming back off of 2, 3, 4 combat deployments and we're like super bored. So we had massively jacked up like numbers into the MCs. Oh yeah, and they were starting their own. The same thing. I mean, it's the same.
That's what started them in the first place, right after World War II. Right?
And the guys coming from the Pacific. And
They're starting their own OMGs.
Yeah, they were starting their own things. And we had a ton of dudes going down south too, across the border, to go work down there. Because they were like, life is really boring. Let's keep the
the adrenaline pumping.
Yeah.
It's funny. What are the Mayans and the mongrels?
Man, here's dude, I remember being out at 29 Palms, and we were rolling out to you leave base and you go way around to the other side, way out to the boonies, and out where Charles Manson was back in the day.
Oh, I've never been out there.
And it's super wild, and we're in we were just going out because you can do whatever you want out there, so. Just we're gonna be in this area and no one else come because we're blowing a bunch of shit up and doing stuff. And we were driving and all of a sudden 50 motorcycles came in. A few of the dudes had shotguns cross back, you know what I mean? And they're all, and I was like, this is sick, dude. They're out here, so it's active. They just they have to go into the weird places. Who knows? I mean, they're definitely not on the East Coast, I think. I think the East Coast is probably where government control is the hardest.
Yeah, it's too congested.
And then as you go west, it turns into it gets a little bit more wild. It's a little bit more spread open.
More motorcycle friendly. They should do Taiwan. It would be the moped mafia.
Right? A bunch of Hells Angels on mopeds.
There's a real good biking culture up in the mountains on the weekends.
Yeah.
Out there, you see they bring out the real bikes.
Yeah.
This would be a pretty fun place to have for sure.
Every once in a while, you'll catch a real bike on the trail. Just thankful I never had to drive here. Not even an SUV.
Really?
Oh my god, no. I just don't even want to have to think that hard. Because there's the natural, it's just different. The expectation, I mean, you see people pull out onto the main roads all the time. Every day.
Yeah.
It's just a different way of yielding culture. I'd be looking in the wrong spot. I'd totally fucking.
Have you ever been in Manila?
No.
Okay, that's
It's like
super
this on
fun.
steroids, right?
Oh man, yeah. And if you don't drive aggressive, you're not getting anywhere. So, my buddy Dave, who's the attaché there for a long time, solid dude. He brought his tinted out the windows. He put a huge grill on it. He pimped it out to go to Manila as like a bumper car, like with the big grill on it and everything. And when you looked at it, you were like,
it's like from Zombieland.
yeah, it did look from Zombieland, and it was smart too because you couldn't see into that fucking thing, and it looked like you probably were gonna pull out a doozy, which is also what you want in Manila because that place can get violent.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
They're all sweethearts until they're like shanking you like a lesbian in a prison movie. Okay. Yeah, it's just there's so much poverty. Like people, the Maslow hierarchy of needs, most people fucking.
And that's even right?
Oh yeah.
It never really came back.
You know, Makati is.
Makati is nice though.
Makati is
like
super
upscale.
nice.
Super nice, yeah.
You got a few areas in Philippines or a few areas in
Manila.
Metro Manila
Yeah.
that are just super wealthy, but but you go
There's pockets of
outside
it.
those,
Yeah.
The wealth disparity in the Philippines is
Huge.
massive.
Makati and BGC,
Yeah.
you feel like you could be in Singapore, but then you go like outside of that neighborhood and it's
And you're like,
what the fuck?
it is the bill.
Kaohsiung's got the right level of grit. It's a good mix.
He records like every drive because he gets in an accident. I love me some sugar. From a random store. Those places have so much crap in there.
Everything
It's
you could
like
want.
Everything.
Do you guys have?
That's a Kaohsiung institution. That's a uniquely Kaohsiung chain.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I never
It's like
saw it.
not Taipei. Yeah, that's like the pride of Kaohsiung.
Do you guys have a little spot over by Yumimon that's worth eating at?
There's a dumpling place we found, but it was the same day you were eating dumplings. You might be dumpling down. I mean, Justin, you probably know 1,000 places.
Honestly, around Uimam, within walking distance, it's not the best food scene. I would say
It's shitty. Right?
it's not the
I
best.
can't remember. I remember going there once and like taking off on a walk and actually not seeing anything.
Yeah, there's none.
Coming back kind of disappointed, right?
It's not.
Coming back and made a circle and you're like, well, that was it.
Yeah, I just went into 7-Eleven, which is probably what I'm gonna do. Whatever. And I don't even think one of those is right there.
Are you talking about this dumpling joint on the right here?
Yeah.
Or, yeah. That's a chain. That's not bad, but it's not like. It's
Somewhere in
it's where's it? Are we past the gym? No, not yet. Oh, shit. Oh, it's right. Yeah, it's right here. This one. The one you talking about? The yellow sign.
Yeah.
We walked down one of these side streets the other night and got like noodle soup, and like 4 of us ate. It was like $2.40 or $2.60 for 4 of us to eat, and we were all
Nice.
It was amazing.
If you
Big
want, like-
soup bowl.
Yeah. Down these. I mean, is it one of these alleys? The local.
Maybe.
Local.
It might
joints
even
here?
be this one. Are we
Real-
like 2 lights from the apartment, or still
Real-
2? Yeah, this is probably
Right here. Yeah. Real
Yeah, it was
working
down,
class.
like halfway down the street on the right. It was awesome. Little older mom and pop.
You want some real local, like Taiwanese Hokkien, like grit food? They got like a goat joint. All it does is goat. Just
I don't
goat.
like
You don't-
goat.
You're not a goat guy.
Dude, I've had so much
Yeah.
goat
I
in
thought you
so
were
many
gonna say like
places.
pork belly or something.
Nah.
Man, like I'll eat a goat if that's what we're eating, but I'm not gonna go seek it
Out of your you're not gonna voluntarily.
dude eating goat
Submit
throughout
to the
every
goat.
fucking third world shithole like that you could even think of. Like speaking of the Philippines, I bought a few goats there, and because we were doing like what do you call it, 21st century foraging before it was actually called 21st century foraging, which is we're gonna just eat fresh, like go kill animals and eat them. But when I was in the Philippines, they got this goat and they tied it up by the neck threw the rope over the tree, started pulling it up, and they grabbed a vinegar bottle and they shoved it in the goat's mouth so that it drowned. It was like, hanging up in the tree, and I was like, this is weird. and then we cut the stomach out of the goat where the vinegar went in, and threw it in a pot and threw some, in some boiling water for a few minutes, and that's called soup. Just like intestines. Yeah.
It's hard to do.
Yep.
Okay, 谢谢。